Internet. How you doing? Michelle here with Treecat. I hope you're having a great Saturday morning, and I'm thrilled to have you here every Saturday morning, bringing you expert insights, news, commentary on the dynamic world of e-commerce, reselling, and re-commerce with a little fun and energy to kickstart your weekend. So grab your beverage of choice and let's go, right? Today, I've got the Kirkland sparkling water because it's just how I'm feeling today. Feeling like a Kirkland sparkling water, but maybe you're feeling like a coffee or an energy drink or a mimosa. I don't know. So, whether you're a seasoned marketplace seller or just want to hang out with me, let's talk. We've got some interesting things to talk about today. First of all, I got some new glasses. What do you think? Really like the new glasses? I don't know. This is the old glasses, right? Kind of boring, kind of humdrum. And these are the new glasses. Now, my son says that I look like Gru's mom from Despicable Me. What do you think? Leave it down in the comments. And by the way, while you're there, give me a thumbs up and a like, please. I would really appreciate that. All right, so what's going on today in the world of Treecat? We've got a lot of exciting things happening. One of them is I want to tell you a little story. So we have a user who has been, she's a really big seller and she has a big store. And she recently sent me a message that hit me right here. She said, "Hi, Michelle, blah, 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 blah. I want to tell you a story." She's telling me about like a conversation we had, blah, blah, blah. But she said, I was airlifted from the hospital where she lives. She lives kind of out in the country to a larger area 3 hours away on Saturday. I didn't have time to put any of my stores on vacation. I'd been selling quite a bit, but I was so relieved to have Treecat back me up with pulling the solds off. One thing I didn't have to try to keep up with on my phone or depend on my poor husband to handle it. It worked like a charm. We got home yesterday and everything was caught up. Lots of peace in mind and it worked great. Thank you so much. So so that hit me here because I was like, that's why we developed Treecat, is so that was the initial, value proposition was when one sells, we take the other two down. Right. And I thought, it would be great for, for me, just like as a reseller, when I'm out and about, I'm at a parent teacher conference, I can't be checking my phone all the time for solds. If I'm at the dentist's office, getting a tooth extracted, I can't scroll to take down listings once they get sold. So that was Treecat's initial value proposition when we first came out. And I never thought that it would impact somebody like that actually got really sick and wasn't able to, adjust in time before they were flown off to a hospital to have emergency surgery. So, as a business owner, right, I'm a co-founder of Treecat. I usually hear from people about bugs. So I'm usually like, whack-a-mole, bug, this, that. And to hear a success story like that was really heartwarming. But anyways, this particular user, I would like for you all, if you could possibly just to say a prayer for her, or if you're a praying person, or if you're not a praying person, keep her in your thoughts. Her name is Nancy, and she's recovering right from this big thing that she had to happen, and she needs that support right now. So if you are a person that is into manifesting, manifest her to have a quick and healthy recovery. If you are a praying person, say a prayer for her, please. If you are a person that puts people in your thoughts, put her in your thoughts today. Her name is Nancy. And Nancy, if you're watching this, we wish you a quick and speedy recovery. And thank you for, being a Treecat user and part of our community here. Okay, so now let's get into some really exciting news that I've been gatekeeping for a while, and I feel like I can't gatekeep this any longer. So we have this ability now with our AI cross-listing, which we just came out with not too long ago, kind of still in beta, and our fast list view to combine those two things together and do cross-listing really quickly. And I've been doing some testing behind the scenes. First, I started out with a batch of 5 cross-listings. Then I moved on to like 10 cross-listing, like doing them all at once. Then I did 25. did them all at once with using AI autofill and in the fast list view. Because we have two views, right? This view right here, this is the card list view, or the card, not card list, the card view. And it just shows you everything like in a card view, right? Like you would expect a card view to do. But when you go into the fast list view, it gives you a different type of view. So you can see, well, these aren't cross-listed yet, but you can see them one by one. So I start all my listings on eBay. And happened to my items? They disappeared. Let's see. There we go. I start them all on eBay, right? I'm able to list them very fast on eBay using the eBay magical listing thing. It just populates everything. I just put in the picture and the description, and then it fills in everything else and makes it, and you can do that in bulk as well. So once I get 100 items listed, then what I do, and when I list them, I put in a tag. So I tag them in the SKU. We have an area in eBay that allows for a custom SKU. And in that custom SKU, I put a tag. Now my tag for this experiment was list 100. So that when I pull up my items in fast list view or card view, when I put in list 100, it will allow me to select those 100 items that I tagged list 100. So once I have them in my view, in my fast list view, this is our view that enables you to do things in bulk, cross-listing in bulk. You can see the eBay is filled out. The Mercari is not filled out. The Poshmark is not filled out. And there's 100 of these that have the eBay, but not the Mercari, not the Poshmark, right? They're listed on eBay. They're not listed on Mercari. They're not listed on Poshmark. But and I mean, I can, I can go through them, and you can see that they're only listed on eBay, not on Mercari and Poshmark, right? They're only listed on eBay, not on Mercari and Poshmark. And there are 100 of these. So technically that's 200 cross listings, 200 items that are being auto-filled and cross-listed. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, all of them, none of them are cross-listed. None of these 100 items are cross-listed. I'm just scrolling through them all to show you that none of them have been yet cross-listed. They're only on eBay. Okay. So now when I have my 100 items selected, then I go to the main actions and I tell it to autofill 100 items. See this right down here? It says autofill 100 items. I'm going to click on that. And I click on beta use AI autofill because it's still in beta. And I say I want it to autofill to AI autofill to Mercari and Poshmark. Okay, so now I'm going to get my timer out because this goes really fast. So you can see here, my phone is on 0. I'm going to start the timer and press the button at the same time that I start the autofill. All right, ready, set, go, go. Okay, so we're timing this. And basically, I'm going to keep scrolling to show you that it's starting to do the autofill. Okay, now it started to do the autofill. And as I scroll, it is doing the autofill. Now, I'm scrolling and I'm checking while I'm doing it, I'm checking to see what's going on. Do I like what it's putting in? Yes, I like the information. Now, it's not putting in the hashtags, so I might have to go back and put those in later. And it's not putting in the original price in Poshmark. But anyways, I'm scrolling. I might actually have to, okay, basically it's putting it in faster than I can scroll. So I'm going to scroll a little bit faster because it's actually doing this quicker than I anticipated. I anticipated that it would take 5 to 7 seconds per listing, but it's actually a lot faster. So let me scroll faster here because I want to see how quick it's going to do this. And I anticipate I mean, when I tested it yesterday, it took like a little over 3 minutes to do all the AI autofills, and then it took me, you know, like 10 minutes to go through it all to check it all. But look at this, it's filled in all of the Poshmark and all of the Mercari items. Okay, so I'm going to keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. And wow, it's really fast. This is actually faster than we thought it was going to be. I had scheduled in 20 minutes for this to AI autofill, but as you can see, it's autofilled quicker than I thought. And I don't know, this is pretty revolutionary because look at this. This is all filled in. Wow. Wow. This is working way faster than I thought. Oh, holy cow. Okay, let me keep scrolling quicker and quicker and quicker. These are fresh listings that have not ever been cross-listed. So this is pretty cool. Wow. Let me keep scrolling. I can't even keep up with the AI autofill at this point. Holy cow. I don't know how it's doing this faster than when I do it one by one. When I do it one by one, it takes 5 to 7 seconds each. But when I do it in bulk like this, it's way faster. So, okay, I'm going to scroll, keep scrolling, see if I can find one that hasn't been autofilled yet, but they've all been autofilled. Wow. So, I mean, if you have 100 items that you need to cross list, it does it really quickly. I mean, honestly, I think this might be quicker than 3 seconds here. I don't know why this is happening or why it's doing it this fast, but holy cow. Okay. So I'm going to keep scrolling till we get to the end of the 100 items. Still looks like it's been filling in everything. Yeah. So far, I'm not seeing anything that's not been autofilled. It's almost like it did it instantaneously or within a few seconds. Sorry, this is kind of boring, but like I gotta scroll to the end here till we get to the last ones. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna keep scrolling. Michael's saying, keep scrolling. I'm scrolling, scrolling. Okay, here's some that are still getting autofilled. And it just kind of, what it does is it just kind of stops me and pauses me if it's not completely autofilled, but these are still autofilled. Really kind of revolutionary. I've never cross-listed 100 items this fast. Actually, it seems like this is saving a lot of time. I'm gonna be enjoying my summer, I think. I mean, dang, like, holy cow. I had no idea it was gonna be this fast. This is just absolutely crazy. Okay, I think I've reached the end. That's 5 minutes and 22 seconds. 5 minutes and 22 seconds. I don't know if you can see that. 5 minutes and 22 seconds. That took 5 minutes and 22 seconds. So that's the autofill part of it. Okay, that was 100 listings that AI autofilled, and now they're ready to be, well, I would say before you list them, you need to go through them. So that's why I said 20 minutes. I could list 100 items in 20 minutes because I want to go through these and I want to make sure that everything's correct, because I don't completely trust the AI to be absolutely perfect. You do have to go through this and be the editor, right? You always have to be that final person that does the final edit, because like I said, it's not as smart as, we think it is yet. It's getting better and better. But and this is there again, I'm going to change that to tan. Okay. And then I'm going to save it. Anytime you make a change that you don't like that the AI has given you, then you just make that change and save it. And let's see. What else? This one is brown. I don't want brown. I want it to be tan. So anyways, I don't want to like bore you with all the like changes that I'm going to make. I mean, I think that you guys got to kind of get the idea of the fact that it autofills really fast. I mean, it was just a little bit over 5 minutes, right? Almost 5.5 minutes. And then you take, your additional 10 minutes to go through it, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long it takes you, 15 minutes to sort of go through this, and you recognize patterns, right? Like it doesn't handle sometimes it doesn't handle the colors because Poshmark doesn't have the right colors, right? Poshmark doesn't understand that cafe mocha is actually more close to tan than it is brown. It just lists it as brown. So anyways, let me, I think it would probably take me about 10 minutes to go through everything and make the changes that I want. So let's say that 10 minutes has gone by. So that's 15 minutes. Or let's say that 13 minutes has gone by, or 15 minutes, or 14 and a half minutes. I think I can definitely, conservatively say that it would take me no more than 15 minutes to make these changes that I need to make, these small little tweaks. If I wanted to put in the original price, for example, or if I wanted to change some colors that I don't agree with, that it didn't get right. I would say it wouldn't take me any more than 15 minutes. So 15 minutes plus 5 minutes, that's 20 minutes. So I think conservatively we can say it would take 20 minutes. All right, so let's say that I've done this, 10 minutes has gone by. You don't want to sit here while I change every brown to tan. So let's say that's gone by and I'm ready to actually do the listing. Then I go back to main actions and I say list 100 items, right? To list them on Mercari and Poshmark. So I tell it to list the 100 items, and it will then start that process. Now that's the process that's going to take a while. So the 20 minutes is just the autofill, the 5 minutes, and then the 10 minutes or 15 minutes that you spend checking it. Now the listing happens sequentially because Treecat has smart sequencing. So we can have multiple tasks, or we do have for you multiple tasks running at the same time. So you can just leave that going. You don't even have to have like a browser open or anything else. As long as your agent is running and not in sleep mode, you should be good to go and your power is on. Because we have a native PC or a native Mac application. It's not a Chrome extension. So you don't have to worry about, closing your browser or something like that. It's happening in the background. And if you wanted to do some other stuff, you could go and you could do some other stuff. For example, you could do listings, you could do, check your sales, print out, your manifests and start doing your shipping. You could do more cross listing. It's up to you. You could clean up some of your inventory. You could schedule some delist, relist. You could have all these different processes running, and it's not a problem. So now the other thing that you could do is, let's say you are in Treecat and you already have some items that you've cross-listed previously. Like maybe you had a virtual assistant, or maybe you used one of the other products, and you're like, well, I would like to I don't want to have to start all over again, right? You want to have those 3 items be recognized as a match, right? Because they're all pulled in to Treecat. So what you can do is you can go to, I'm in the fast match view. And this view basically shows all your matches. I've already done this, so it's not really showing. Well, here's one that it would look like. This is what it would look like. And then would give you a confidence level, right? So the first thing you have to do is you go into this view, right? This fast match view, and you click the calculate button. Okay. Now the calculate button, it took me, when I first ran it, so I had at that time about 1,000 listings, and it took about like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes for it to do all the calculations of all of my listings. And so it does the calculations, and then what it does is it recommends matches. Now, like I said, I've already done this, so it's not recommending anything at the 99% level. But what'll happen for you as a new person that's never run this before, it'll say, oh, I have a confidence level of 93%. And then what you do is you kind of look and see, oh, is this the same as this? No, that's not a match. Is this the same as this? Oh, those two are a match. But most likely what you'd see is something like this, where the 3 items are the same thing that I've already previously, cross-listed on different, and I check and just make sure. And oh yeah, these are definitely the same item, right? So then I can accept this particular match, and I can just I can go down and one by one select the match. But what we've done now is we've come up with a batch, a batch way of doing it. So what you can do is you can be like checking it out and stuff. And then instead of, accepting one by one, you can just be like, oh, you know what? I see that I have like 100 items that have 99% or greater accuracy. So what you can do is quickly just make sure, okay, you know what? I do see that there are several that, yes, they are the same item. These 3 are the same item, right? Or, well, no, these 2 are the same item. There we go. Or, these are the same item, right? So anything you can tell it, this button will allow you to accept all the recommended matches that have a greater 99% or greater accuracy. So you can basically, what I'm saying is you can accept your matches in bulk. So that would be another way of cross-listing 100 items pretty quickly, like within minutes, right? So there's a couple of ways that we're doing this sort of bulk automation, and one is the fast list view using the AI autofill to do 100 at one time in one session, and also going into the fast match area, running the calculate, which is going to take about 10-20 minutes, maybe 15. It depends on how many items are in your store. You just let that run in the background. You can be doing other things, because when we do our sequential queuing, it's running things at the pace of a human. So it takes longer, right? It's not a Chrome extension that's out there doing everything and getting flagged as a bot. It's smarter. It's more sequential. It does things neater and more at a normal pace of a human, so that you're not, alerting the network administrators at Poshmark or the network administrators at Mercari, hey, this is a bot, because it's doing it at the pace of a human. So it's safer to use, in my opinion. And, when we were developing Treecat, we have a lot of people on our team who come from the enterprise world, network administration, cloud administration. And so they were thinking in terms of the perspective of how will this be received by a network administrator or a cloud administrator at Poshmark or eBay or Mercari. So we were thinking in those terms, not in terms of, oh, let's just build a quick, Chrome extension and just have everything do everything at once and alert the world that you're a bot, right? So we try to be a little bit more compliant, and we try to play nicely. And that's what we recommend for you as well, as an online seller who sells on multiple platforms. So that's about all I had to talk about today. If you're ready to get your summer going with a little bit more ease of use and a little bit more free time, I recommend you check Treecat out, because there is absolutely no fee to try it. It's completely risk-free, and it's risk-free to scale. So if you go to our main page, you will see that we have a pay-as-you-sell pricing, which means that you do not pay until something sells. So your success is our success is your success. And we are here for people who want to scale, but, don't want to have any upfront fees. Because let's face it, I'm pretty tired of, monthly fees. I have a lot of monthly fees, and I'm kind of sick of monthly fees. And I really am a big believer in transactional SaaS, software as a service. And I think transactional SaaS is the future, and transactional SaaS is the great equalizer. So if you're just starting with e-commerce, guess what? this is your way to have as many great tools as all the big sellers. So with that being said, give Treecat a try this summer. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. But with that being said, guys, I want to, make sure that you have a great weekend. And we hope to see you next week on some Treecat Chat. So mahalo.